there's a little trick to this one that I should have taught you before to make it easier. So where's your starting point for the first equation?
-3.
Yeah, -3. And a lot of you got that. That was really good. And then when you had fractions and stuff, that's when it got a little bit tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Because what ended up happening was you got something like y equals, I don't know, 1/2 x minus 1/4 or something. Okay, that can be very difficult. So here's a little trick. Once you have your starting point, write that starting point down, 0, -3. Okay? And what does your slope say to do? It's rise over run. What does it say?
Go up 1 and over 2.
Opposite of what you said.
Over 2, up 1.
Yeah.
I mean, no, up 2, over 1.
Up 2 over the right or left.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so to find your next point, that's all you're going to do. You're going to take that starting point, you're going to go up 2 to the right 1. So is x right or is x up or down, left or right? What is x?
Right. X.
Up and down.
Up.
No,
X
X
right.
is left and right.
Yeah, so you told me you have to go up to right 1, right?
Yeah,
So we're going to go right 1, and then up 2 from here would be what new point?
There you go.
What, -1?
Yeah, so that's 1 point on your graph, right?
Wait, what?
So 1,
Just right.
-1. Yeah?
Oh.
If, like, and I was saying, because some of your y-intercepts were like that -1/4. So let's finish this one and then I'll help you out.
Are we doing some on the board? Are we doing like a worksheet today?
You're gonna do, well, I'm actually, you won't have homework today if you're good.
No, are we doing a worksheet or no?
You're not gonna have homework today if you're good, but if you are not, then I have book problems for you. Okay, so originally what we did, listen up, was you were right. We start at -3, and then we go up 2 over to the right 1, which is that point right there, right? Yes. So that's fine. Up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1.
Or do more notes.
Yes. And then what about my next one? Where's my starting point? 6. Okay. So 0, 6 is your point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your starting point. And then what is my slope?
Up 1 to 9.
Up 1 to the right 1, or down 1
To the left 1.
to the left 1. And then you want to graph this. It is. Right there. Okay? So what you'll notice is it meets way up here at 9:15. Yes. Oh, I know. It meets way up here at 9:15, right? Yes? Okay, so I would give you a scale so you knew exactly what point that was. Do you have any questions? Okay, so let's talk more about this little shortcut that I talked about earlier with Aiden. So let's say, let me clear this. Let's say that I gave you something more complicated. Listen up, please. Please don't talk when I'm talking. Okay, so this is fine. We know how to graph this. Now, on the quiz, there were some like that, right?
Yeah.
That was difficult. Where was your starting point?
1/3.
Yeah, 0, 1/3. So that was like somewhere here,
Yeah, you start.
right? Let me do,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Pretty cool.
right? So somewhere, let's see what we're doing. So somewhere right there, right? Okay, now your next point is a little bit harder to find because you have to go up 1 to the right 4. Does that make sense? Now, trying to go up 1 to the right 4 from here, which is the fraction that you guessed on, is a little bit tricky, right? So one of your points is 0, 1/3. So all you're going to do now is you're going to say, I need to go up 1 to the right 4. So my next point, up 1 to the right 4, what's that going to be? to the right 4.
4.
Okay? And then up 1, because the y is up or down, right? Up 1. So 1 and 1/3. That's a point. Yes? Does that make sense to you? Yeah, so another point would be 4, 1, 2, 3,
That's
4,
for me. That's for
and
me,
then
this
1 and
one.
1/3.
I'm in trouble.
Not for you. Okay.
For me?
Is it 4?
Does that make sense? Because that will make those problems a lot simpler to graph. Okay.
Is it 4?
Thanks. So we are moving on to section 5.2. If you're taking notes, please make sure to label this 5.2. You should be taking notes. Please label this 5.2. Last one was graphing, and I'm going to split this chapter into 2 tests. One test is going to be solving by graphing, substitution, elimination, okay, and then you'll take your test. And then we'll finish chapter 5 with a second test. And it will not cover everything because there's a lot that we have to cover, so I'm going to split into 2. Hopefully that'll be easier for you so you don't have too much that you need to memorize. Okay, so solving systems using substitutions. Solve for one of the variables, substitute the expression into the other equation, solve for the other variable, and then substitute for the value from step 2 into one of the original equations and solve. The trick is when you see a system with a variable that is either by itself, so for example, if you see something like this, you see a system that has 3x plus 2y equals 9, y equals 2x plus 3. If one of these has something already by itself, then you want to use substitution, because we're going to learn elimination as well. So substitution, you want to do something like that. Another sign is if you don't have something by itself, and it's easy to get the variable by itself, then you can very easily get this x by itself by subtracting the 3y, right? So that's another indication that you want to use substitution. Does that make sense? Okay. Question? So, how do I know that this is easy to solve with substitution? How do I know? There's one already isolated. What's isolated? Yeah, which one? No, which one? Which variable is by itself? Why? Y is already isolated, right? Okay, so that's an indication that I want to solve the system by substitution. We've learned 2 ways so far, or we're going to learn the second one. We solve by graphing, which everybody hates to graph. Graph and then find the intersection point. Sometimes you have to guess. This way, we're not going to graph. We're going to solve by substitution. So you're literally going to do what it tells you to do. Substitute my y. Okay, guys? Substitute my y from one into my y of the other one. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to rewrite it. It's now 6x minus 5, and I'm substituting in what for that y? Yeah. Troy, I'm over here. This direction. Other direction.
It's the same line.
Okay. Negative 2x minus 9 equals negative 19. Does everybody understand that? I substituted one variable into the other. That's what substitution means. Like if you're going to substitute lettuce for tomatoes or something like that, that's what I'm doing. Okay. So. Do you get it? Do you have any questions so far on the first step?
Okay, continue the second step.
Okay, so now we're going to distribute,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't want to have x's and y's. We just want to have just x's or just y's. Don't I just have x's now? X, x, and then I have numbers, but I can get rid of those, right?
Yeah.
So, this is 6x. Okay, when I distribute this negative 5, what do I get here? 10 plus 10x. What do I get here when I distribute this negative 5?
Or 45.
Yeah, 45. Okay, with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now what do I do?
You add the x's.
Yeah, I add the x's. Armando, what am I doing?
16
What's my next step?
What do you do?
What's my next step, Armando? Okay. Don't talk. Pay attention. 6x and 10x make 16x plus 45 equals negative 19.
Subtract 45.
Yeah, subtract 45, so it's
That's 16 or is this bracket?
on the pink or the black or the...
Oh, I was talking about the page.
Oh. So now you're going to subtract 45.
Yeah.
Subtract 45. And you get 16x equals negative 64, yes? Okay. And then what do I do?
Then you divide 16.
I just you hit that on the screen.
So what does x equal? Negative 4.
And you tap that. Like with the
Okay. Are we good so far?
Yeah.
Alright, so now all we're going to do is we have to solve for y still, right? So we're just going to pick the easiest equation, which is this first one. Y equals whatever our x is times negative 2 minus 9. So y equals negative 2 times, what's our x that we just solved for? Negative 4 minus 9. What's this? 8. What's 8 minus 9? So what's my point? Not negative 4. Negative 4, negative 4.
Yeah, this is a wrong process.
Would you rather graph?
Is there always like 2 equations to work with?
Honestly, I would rather. Because I don't know even how to do this. I don't know
You're
how to
Does anyone have questions on this?
I'm not taking a photo of this, of course. I can like
Let's do number 1 together. How do you know that we have to do substitution here, other than the directions?
There's no star.
Well, okay, something's by itself. What's by itself?
Why?
Y. So guess what? I'm going to take one of them, probably this one, because it doesn't have a plus or minus, and I'm going to substitute it in for this y. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just... Which one's by itself here? The second one or the first one?
Why?
The second one. The second one. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to substitute it in here.
Yes.
What about this one?
X, the first one.
Yep, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to substitute it in here. Okay? Yes?
Yes.
Do you see clearly now?
I can see.
Okay. Okay, I did not. Yes.
I think
Okay,
it should be
so-
the new part.
Yeah. So can you see clearly now with those new glasses?
Yes. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm going to substitute. You with me?
Yes.
Next step. What's the next step?
Add the X.
Subtract 3x.
Subtract 3x.
Combine the X.
Okay, subtract 3x. What do I get here?
Negative 7.
7x.
What's x?
So I get negative 2.
Okay, so now I'm going to do what with this?
Now you can plug that in.
Plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it
Yeah.
in.
Thank you.
So y equals negative 4 times negative 2. 8, so what's my point?
Y
8 and negative 2.
Negative 2.
8.
Negative 2, 8.
Why do I keep forgetting that wrong?
Okay, try number 2 and 3. Try 2 and 3 before we go over them. Did you get this far? Troy, did you get this far?
Yes.
What do I do next, Troy?
What do you do next? You You distribute to 2.
Yes.
Oh, so you did it.
Wow.
That's new.
That's a 2.
What does that mean? Sorry.
That's a 2.
That's a 2.
Okay, so now what do I do? Yes.
You have the
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. No way. That's what I'm saying.
Now what do I do?
You
add 2.
It's 2.
Okay, now what do I do?
2. And then you divide by.
Not
No, wait,
2.
never mind.
Yeah, I love my phone.
So it's positive 1/2, right? So x is 1/2. All right. Questions so far? All right. So
Then you distribute.
What? I didn't. Want me to finish the rest of it? I think we get it this time.
okay, so we have 1/2, and now we have to plug this into which one?
To the bottom.
Yeah, to the bottom one. You could plug it into the top one, but so we're gonna say that y equals 1/2 times what? 1/2 minus 1. So we have y equals 1/4 minus 1. What's 1/4 minus 1? 3/4? Maybe 3/4, right?
That's very good.
Okay, so what's my point?
Let's see.
What's my point?
Y is negative
1/2
Comma?
and negative 3/4.
Yes. Questions on that?
No.
Yes. Because if you take 1/4 minus 1, I have to get a common denominator, right? What do I multiply this by? 4 over 4, so it's 1/4 minus 4 over 4. What's 1 minus 4? Negative 3. And then what goes in the bottom? Yeah. Okay. Alright, any other questions about 1 and 2? Last one here. Okay. Can I erase this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, so I said, what am I going to substitute for what am I going to substitute and where am I going to substitute it?
We're going to substitute the x for the y.
I'm substituting what x? The x here or the x here? The first one or second?
Oh, second.
First one.
The first one into where?
The x. So in the second equation.
Right? Okay, so 4 times 6y minus 7 plus y equals negative 3. Now what do I do? Now I distribute choice. I distribute 4. What do I get here?
24y.
Okay. What do I get here?
28.
Negative 28 plus y equals negative 3. Okay, are we good so far? Alright, so now what do I do? Add my,
Add 28.
okay, what can I combine first before I do that?
25y and 1.
Yes, making it 25y minus 28 equals negative 3. I add 28 to both sides, I get 25y equals, yes. So what's y? 1. Now what do I do? Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to plug in my y. So I have x equals 6 times 1 minus 7. X equals
minus 7.
which is negative 1. So what's my point?
Negative 1, 1.
All right. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
No. And actually, again, this is another way you know it's substitution. Because I have a y, I don't have any number attached to that y other than just the y. Same thing with just the x. I have a negative, right? So, should I get x or y by itself?
What?
Yeah, let's get y by itself. That'll be easier to work with. Should I work with the top equation or the bottom one? Top. We can work with the top one. We could work with the bottom one if we wanted to, but let's work with the top one. So how do I get y by itself in the top one? Add x. So I have a new system. 3x plus y equals negative 1. And then what's my other one? Y equals 3 plus x. You just added x, right? Okay. Now I do substitution. So what am I going to substitute where? Yep. I'm going to substitute this y in for this one. Does anybody have questions so far? Okay, so now we're going to substitute and we're going to end up with, let's see, 3x plus 3 plus x equals negative 1. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Okay, now what do I do?
Add x and 3x.
Yep. Okay, it's the same people that are answering it because it's those people that are paying attention. Okay? 4x plus 3 equals negative 1. Now what am I going to do?
Subtract 3 from both sides.
Okay, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, right, Jordan Davis? So 4x equals negative 4. So what's x? Negative 1. Okay, now I can plug it into either one of these or one of these. So what's an easy one to work with? Y equals 3 plus x. So I'm going to substitute this here. So what's the value of y? Y equals 3 plus negative 1, which is positive 2. So my point is negative 1, 2. And you can plug it in and check if you want. Do you have any questions? You know how I got negative 1? You know how I got 2?